YouTube? It's your girl Sammy and welcome back to my channel. 2026 is literally right around the corner, and for some people, myself included, that can feel kind of overwhelming. The thought of a new year coming up, maybe letting go of pieces of you that don't serve you anymore, stepping into a different version of you who is a little bit more in control or something like that, can be right around the corner. And even though I prioritize my nutrition, my training, my healthy habits as often as I possibly can, making it a lifestyle, it's 365 days of the year that I'm focused on all this stuff. I do like to look at the new year as a way to reset and kind of think about what I want to accomplish, how I want to show up, the things that I want to do in the new year and in that specific year that we're heading into. So I wanted to take you along a couple of days in my life, some things that I'm doing going into 2026, things that I'm letting go of, things I want to prioritize. And if you resonate with anything, amazing. And if you don't, feel free to leave it. But let's get into the video.
Okay, girlies, we are at the gym right now doing a glute focused leg day as well as delts, because one of my main goals for 2026 is to have the most toned and defined upper body for our wedding day. If you know, you know, little bridal arm series happening. But we're doing glutes today. And I've just taken a break from the gym for 3 days to allow my body to rest and recover a little bit. So I'm really excited to get into this glute day. We're on the Smith machine right now and we are doing back squats on the Smith machine. Glute focused specifically. So with a glute focused or glute biased squat, you actually want to have your feet slightly in front of you. So what I'm going to do is, instead of standing with my feet directly right under me, because that's going to target mostly my quads, I'm going to take a few inches step forward. So I'm actually almost in front of the machine. So the bar is not directly over my heels. And then I'm going to think about pushing my hips back and braking at my hips first instead of my knees. So pushing my hips back and almost hinging into this motion, and then coming back up nice and strong, squeezing the glutes. I get really out of breath doing this, so I'm gonna stop talking to you. If you are not resting and recovering, my girl, you are doing it all wrong, because 2026 is also the year that we are not going to feel bad for taking a break and taking a breather and actually resting and recovering our bodies, okay? It's a huge part of you being able to see success long term, and I am slowly but surely learning that with my coach. Next exercise, we are on to Bulgarian split squats. We're going to do 4 sets of these, 12 to 15 reps each side, and then at set 3 and 4 are going to be drop sets with just body weight. Basically as many reps as you can do. I usually get 16 to 20 depending on how I'm feeling. If you don't have a set of wrist wraps or wrist straps to help your grip strength, I highly recommend getting some. They are so helpful when it comes to challenging your legs a little bit more before your grip strength gives out. I would not have progressed as much as I have in the gym if I didn't use wrist wraps, because my weak is just weak. My grip is weak AF. So anyways, going nice and slow and controlled on the way down, shooting back up. Also, no shame in using some form of barbell or stabilizer to just make sure your balance isn't affected. I find I can go way heavier if I just have something to hold on to, and I'm not gripping onto this for dear life by any means, or using it to help me pull myself up. I'm just using it to help me stabilize myself. We are on to glute hyperextensions here. So we're using this fancy little glute builder machine, and I'll show you how it works in a second. But have y'all experienced the new feature on Apple Music that auto mixes your songs? It is such a vibe. I feel I don't have to skip my music as much, because it just trends into the next song so beautifully. I feel I'm listening to a DJ mix. It's awesome. We are doing 4 sets of these. We're doing 15 reps with 45 pounds. And then on the 3rd and 4th set, we're drop setting into just body weight ones. as many as we can, probably 20. So that's what we're on right now, is set number 3. Squeezing at the top, slow and controlled on the way down. Thinking about squeezing those little booty cheeks together the entire time. Drop the weight off of this machine and just do some body weight ones. It's gonna feel a little easy at first, just making sure we're still squeezing those glutes every time. Okay, we're on our 4th exercise, which is arguably the most uncomfortable exercise to do in the gym. Not adductions where you're like separating your legs, but adductions where you're adding them together, because you're full spread eagle in the middle of the gym, which who's comfortable doing that? I'm not sure. But here we go. Slow and controlled on the way out, and then squeezing in. 15 sets of these. And then the last 2, you guessed it, drop sets. This is the awkward part, getting out of it, so I always like to not do that. I feel like that's another thing we're doing in 2026, is not getting embarrassed when things happen at the gym, or like not knowing how to use machines. You see what just happened to me? That was so loud, and I feel like no one even cared. No one even looked at me, no one batted an eye. Good thing I wasn't hurt, but like that's the point, is that no one cares about you doing silly stuff at the gym as much as you care about doing silly stuff at the gym. The amount of times that I have made an absolute fool of myself trying to figure out a machine, doing an exercise completely wrong, and just like no one cares. Truly no one cares. So 2026 is honestly the year of just like doing what we want and not being afraid of making a fool of ourselves. Ladies, we are on our final exercise of the day. Like I said, this is a mixture of glutes, plus also it is some delt work, because one of my goals is to have a toned upper body for our wedding day. As you can see, my fiance, there he is. Lucky me, get to marry that guy in 6 months. But we're finishing off this workout with some cable lateral raises. And these are always so humbling. We're doing 4 sets of 15 reps, and then the last 2 sets are drop sets, just like the rest of this workout. So we're pulling up 1 second, tempo, down, 1, 2, 3. One more. What are you up to? Sweet.
Making vision boards. I've never made a vision board physically. I've always done it digital. So this is kind of cool.
Yeah. So we printed off photos at Staples. It was like was yours $8?
Yeah,
$8, $9 Canadian for us to get like 38 to 40 photos printed each. So we went on Pinterest. We like looked at a bunch of things that we wanted to experience this year or accomplish this year, and we've both always done this just on our phones as our backgrounds, but we got little photo frames from Michael's too, so we're gonna put them in actual frames and glue them. That's why you were sniffing the glue, so that we can hang them in our office and we can see it every single day when we wake up, when we're working, just as a constant reminder of like the things that we want to accomplish in the year of 2026. So it's gonna be fun little Saturday night date night. Okay, we just finished our vision boards and mine's up on the wall. Kiefer helped me hang it up. I am obsessed. It makes me so excited to see this every single day. It's right in my office, so like that's where I sit and do my work. That's where it's gonna be forever. Well, at least until next year. But I had so much fun like putting it together, and it made me really excited for this next year to just accomplish, hopefully, everything on that vision board. There's some really, really exciting things on there, which I just can't wait to see like what happens in 2026. Some of them are definitely going to happen, like we're getting married in May, which is going to be great, and that's on there too. So yeah, and then like a Frenchie puppy potentially. Fingers crossed on that as well. But anyways, gonna hang out for the rest of the night, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Good morning, girlies. It's 4:45 a.m. because we are going to our first heated Pilates class. And do I want to be awake right now? Absolutely not. I do not. But I know that I'm gonna feel so good after I get my body moving. I'm excited to try something new. I always like to make sure I have EAAs, essential amino acids, in my drink while I work out because I need to stay hydrated and it's gonna help me with recovery. Okay, I just finished getting ready for the day after waking up at 4:45 this morning to go to my very first heated Pilates class. I went to a place called Reformed. It was so amazing. I loved it so much. It was so challenging, just something so different from what I'm used to with strength training. Obviously, lifting weights, I think it definitely helped me in the movement and just like being able to do certain things for an extended amount of time. But holy smokes, did it ever burn? Like, wow. I feel like it was such a nice little workout that was so different, yeah, from what I'm used to doing. So I wanted to share that because I feel like 2026 is all about doing things that are out of your comfort zone, that challenge you, that make you kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable, and like a little nervous or anxious or scared kind of to try it, but doing it anyways because it's gonna make you a stronger, more developed, like better person in the long run. I'm just so done with like not doing things that I want to or feeling afraid to do things because they're not my normal thing that I would do. So yeah, I'm really glad that I did that. I would love to incorporate that style of Pilates like once every couple of weeks just to switch it up and to see like what happens with my body and how it would change. Like I feel like my core is still on fire from that class, and I think that's really where the benefit comes is like when you are good at holding your core, engaging your core throughout the entire class, that would like you would see the definition for sure, paired with, of course, your nutrition, and making sure that you are moving your body more throughout the day. But yeah, I really loved it. I think that it was so fun. So I'll definitely be back. I'm just doing some work here to finish up the day in my office, and I got to thinking a little bit about 3 years ago when I first started my business. I was a complete like newbie, beginner, didn't really have much experience when it came to leading a team, running a business, showing up on social media very consistently, and I had a ton of imposter syndrome. And if I could go back in time and tell myself like one thing that I wish I did sooner, it was to believe in myself. Believe that I was capable of doing what I wanted to do, believe that I belonged in a space like this, and that no one was actually judging me as much as I was maybe judging myself or thought that people were judging me. Believing in yourself is truly the game changer when it comes to accomplishing, I think, anything in your life. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't genuinely think that you are capable of doing something, you are not going to be able to do that, and you're not going to be able to pull it off. I spent so long, probably like the first year and a half, maybe even 2 years of my business, not believing in myself. I would tell myself like, oh yeah, you can do this, and you know, you got this, like trying to almost convince myself that I did belong in this space and that I was like kind of tricking myself, and deep down I did not believe it whatsoever. I always would pick myself apart. I would always criticize pretty much everything that I was doing, and nothing was ever good enough. So in like return of me not believing in myself, I didn't get the results I was wanting in my business, or maybe thought I deserved in my business, because I genuinely deep down like did not believe that it was possible or believe that I deserved what I was like going after, if that makes sense. So in 2026, the thing that I've learned, I guess, in 2025 that I want to take into 2026 and like really embody is belief in myself. And if it's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that believing in yourself, that you are capable, you are you can do anything that you set your mind to. I know that sounds so cliche, and if I was to hear that 2 years ago, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so annoying. But it genuinely was like the game-changing shift in my mental belief system, being an entrepreneur, that allowed me to take massive steeps in my business this year and hit some goals that I did not think were possible at the start of the year. But it took doing that mental work, learning how to genuinely believe that I was capable of doing something to actually get there. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you maybe are going to take away something from it, and if not, all good too. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure you subscribe, check out my channel a little bit more. I want to be posting much more on this. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful end to your 2025. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.